Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my kitchen. Just gonna wait a few minutes here, see if we can build up any traffic. I realize that it is Mother's Day. What? Mother's Day today, so I assume a lot of people are spending time with their loved ones. Those of us that aren't in super extreme quarantine still. We are live. All right. Just gonna wait a few minutes here. Sounds like we've got audio, we've got video, everything is good. If you are hopping on here, please let me know where you're watching from. Always really cool to see where our viewers are joining us from. I think I just saw someone do an angry face emoji. Why are you angry? Who is angry? Why is someone angry? Was that an accident? Did you mean to hit that? Let's see. Dolly Jones. Why are you angry, Dolly Jones? I haven't said anything offensive yet, even. Yeah. Give me a few minutes. Then it'll be worth your angry face, perhaps. Calista says, Happy Mother's Day, Meg. Thank you, guys. This is my first official Mother's Day with my little girl. She is 9 months and 10 days old, which is crazy, because that means we're almost 1 year, which is nuts. Debbie Garcia saying, Happy Mommy's Day. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, guys, let me know where you're joining us from, all you moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to you. North America, anyway. I live in Costa Rica. Obviously, I'm coming to you guys live from my kitchen in Costa Rica, and Mother's Day is actually celebrated on August the 15th here. So, lucky me, I get to celebrate two Mother's Day. And I started my day today with, I got up early, spent some time writing before Levi, my partner, and Kobe, the baby, were up. And then I was gifted a beautiful rain. So Costa Rica, we're just ending the dry season here. We're gonna start getting into a bit more rain in the months ahead. But it was only our second big rain that we've had since last December. So that was really delightful. I spent some time out on the patio this morning, drinking coffee. Really been lovely. Elias says, say Happy Mother's Day, beautiful. Happy Mother's Day to you. Wayne Stevenja says, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate all of that love. But Facebook Live does not rest, so I'm coming to you guys here to live today. It's, we're still in quarantine. We're isolated quite a bit here in Costa Rica still, but some measures for this isolation time and shutdown have been lifted poco a poco, bit by bit. Tomorrow we're supposed to hear from our president about a little bit more easing up on the measures here in Costa Rica. We are a country that has been very affected very small amount compared to a lot of other places in the world. So we're looking forward to maybe having the beaches open this week. Terry Pearson, hello mommy, my mommy is watching. Hello. We got Mitch saying Happy Mother's Day from Cocoa, Florida. Awesome. Kimberly says, I love your dress. Thank you. So if you guys tuned in last week, you saw I was kicking a new dress. This is the same dress, different colors, different material. I'm using any excuse I can to get dressed up these days because I spend most of my days in my yoga clothes or pajamas. So, fancy dress, fancy makeup. Actually did my hair today. I just got it cut. Our nanny actually is a hairdresser, so Fabian, shout out to you. She gave me a fun cut, so then I can do this fun mohawk thing. Cool, right? So, I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go, but live here on Facebook. And today, you can probably hear the baby. She's over there playing in the living room. It's an absolutely gorgeous, thank you. Yeah, it's like a beautiful paisley, and I love it. It's super comfortable. It feels like pajamas. I have a lot of dresses that I actually bought just before this whole quarantine thing started. This was a gift from my friend Kelly. Thank you, Kelly, if you're watching. That I'm gonna keep sporting a new dress every Sunday because I have purchased a lot for work at Rythmia. Melissa's joining us. Elisa says, hey, I can't get back to Costa Rica. They closed the borders. Yeah, the borders are now closed here until June 15th. No foreigners. And slowly we're getting business with internal tourism and local businesses back to normal bit by bit. I actually spent two sunsets this past week at the beach. Not on the beach, because that's not allowed. Still, the beaches are still closed, but there are restaurants here in Tamarindo right on the beach, so that was really cool. Melissa says, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Scarlett says, Happy Mother's Day. You guys look beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So today we are talking about overnight oats, and this is, I've had a bunch of viewer requests come in. Thank you guys for that. I put a shout out on my Instagram last week, I think it was, and I've heard back from a lot of people. So I have a big list of topics to cover over the weeks to come. This one was something one of the guests had written me about a while ago from Rythmia, asking me about different ways to make overnight oats or soaked oats, because I serve a soaked oat on the menu at Rythmia when we are open. It's a really simple one, so I'm going to show you a few other ideas, including a keto-friendly one. Jerry, Zin, this one's for you, my friends. So hopefully you guys are going to tune in or maybe see this later. I know I have a lot of fat-loving friends out there, so I'm going to show you guys a keto version. So, what are overnight oats? Still, a lot of people are asking me, you know, what are they even about? Simply put, it's taking oats. Rolled oats is typically the easiest. Soaking them overnight with all the ingredients that you want to flavor them in a milk of choice, so that in the morning you have oats that are of a texture that you can enjoy them and you don't even have to heat them up. So for me, there's certain things that you like to ask. What kind of milk? What kind of oats? I used rolled oats because they soften up the best. You could use steel cut, you could use whatever you want, but you're gonna end up with a really chewy final product. So I would suggest rolled oats. You need some sort of milk that you're gonna soak the oats in. I recommend any sort of plant-based milk. For me, I just don't like using dairy in this process. It gets a little bit weird for me. Like, I find the taste and there's a weird aftertaste with milk, regular milk. That's the dog barking at the baby. Sunny's trying to have a nap. Baby wants to play. I like to use, what was that sound? Nut milks. So I have, right now in the fridge, I have cashew milk that I've purchased. I just made myself a big, this is fresh almond milk that I made this morning in the Vitamix in the blender. So that's what I use for a lot of these. Cashew milk, almond milk, coconut milk. You'll see I'm going to be using that in a lot of these recipes too, because I love how rich it is. So it's just oats soaked in milk, and then you add many different flavors. People also ask me, how long do they last? Because we're going to have them, we're going to put all these ingredients, soak them overnight, and then eat them the next morning, or up to 3 days. So I would say 3 days, maximum 5 days, keeps your overnight oats in the refrigerator before they start to go bad. If you're making a recipe that has a lot of fruit in it, banana, pineapple, I would suggest stay on the closer to 3-day range. If you're only adding things like chia seed or dried coconut, you can go closer to the 5-day range. So this is something you can do on Sunday afternoon when you're working or when you have a busy life, or even when you're home with kids, because life home with kids is like a full-time job. Hey, Jose, he says hi from Canada. Catherine says happy Mother's Day, gorgeous. Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you, guys. Do it on Sunday for every day of the week and double the recipe so that you have it for you and your partner, or triple it, quadruple it, so you have it for all your kids every day with a different flavoring. So basic recipe I'm going to show you guys here. We're going to make a couple of these from beginning to end live today, and then I'm going to show you a couple of recipes that I've already made overnight. I'm going to do some zhuzhing for serving. So basic recipe for a single person would be about a half a cup of oats. We're going to double that today, so I'm going to use 1 cup of oats. So this is a half cup measure. You can't see. So I'm going to tilt. There we go. Look at that. So fancy. I'm using this is my old Android phone that I have attached to a mirror that's on a swivel. So it's like a tripod. So I'm going to put in a cup of oats into this bowl. Oops. Yum, yum, yum. Then I'm going to add in a cup of milk. I'm going to use that almond milk today. So I just made this fresh. So when you make your own almond milk, you probably know that if you've done it, it separates. So you've got to give it a good shake. The water separates from all the good fats and stuff like that. So good shake. Then I'm going to put a cup of my milk. So what am I going to make here today? I wrote down a bunch. This is going to be strawberry. Actually, no, it's not. This would be the peanut butter chocolate ones. Delicious. So a cup of milk, a cup of oats. That's the basic recipes. Then I like to always add in some chia seeds. Add some extra protein, omega fats, and fiber, but it also helps give it a nice gelatinous texture. So I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of that. Grab a spatula. So just my oats, my milk, and my chia seeds. Give that a little stir. And then for flavoring here today, we're going to do a couple of different things. So this is going to be a peanut butter chocolate one. So I've got some natural Jif peanut butter here. I have almond butter in the fridge, in the cupboard, but I got to tell you, I like peanut butter. The flavor is just my fave. Deborah says hi from Michigan. Let me know, guys, where you guys are watching from. tuning in from all over the world. All right, so peanut butter, we need something chocolate here. So I'm gonna add in just a scoop of protein powder. And this is something you can add to any of these recipes, whether you have natural protein powder, chocolate, vanilla. I'm adding in a chocolate plant-based protein powder. That's gonna be a little extra protein kick. I like protein in the morning. I always have protein powder in my smoothie. Or eggs. Right now I'm back on the egg train. I was off it for a long time, but I've been enjoying scrambled eggs, mostly because my daughter loves scrambled eggs, so we make it for her quite often. And then I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna add in a bit of banana. So this is gonna be peanut butter chocolate banana, like what Elvis liked fried peanut butter sandwiches with banana, didn't he? Or maybe not with the banana, but I'm just gonna quickly slice in some banana. Just gonna put half of it in there. And then what I do is I'll save the half of that banana and I'll put it on top the next day when I actually go to eat it. Give my hands a little rinse here. Let's see. New comments, 9 new comments. Rika's saying, hi from Finland. Jules saying, hi from Virginia, I'm assuming. Mona says, have a great time and thanks for your time. Happy Mother's Day, lovely lady. Thanks, Mona. Deborah's watching from Michigan. I think I already read that. Cacao powder. Cacao powder would work also. I just used the cacao protein powder. You could just use cacao powder. And then, my friends, this is what makes this dessert decadent. Dessert. I just call it dessert. This breakfast decadent. You could eat it for dessert. I'm going to add in a piece of dark chocolate, and this is dark chocolate with salted caramel. And I'm just going to break that up into little pieces. I mean, who doesn't want to eat this for breakfast? Who doesn't want to eat this for a snack? Who doesn't want to eat this for a midnight snack? Who doesn't want to eat this when you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning breastfeeding? Flashback! It's Mother's Day. I'm all about the memories. So look at that. So now I've got the chocolate, the peanut butter, the oats, all in there. I'm going to give that a stir. And then people ask me, the next thing people ask me is, okay, well, do I have to have a fancy jar? So if you've seen overnight oats on Pinterest, they're in these fancy jars. They all look so pretty. No, you don't need to use jars. What I typically do is I reuse jars. So this is a jar that almond butter came in, or salsa. I buy a coconut yogurt all the time that comes in this particular jar, which is perfect for overnight oats. I just peel the label off, and then I have my overnight oat jar, so that works perfectly. The other thing, if you don't want to use jars, you could just use some containers. So any bowl that you can put a lid on. Don't use saran wrap, that's wasteful. But this is a glass bowl I have, with the lid, reusable. You can do the overnight tonight. You just want to be able to seal it. So, delicious. The only thing that I didn't put in here is sweetener. Normally I would add in maple syrup or something, but my protein powder actually is sweetened with stevia, so I'm not going to worry about adding an extra sweetener. If I go to eat it the next day and it's not quite sweet enough, then I can add a bit of maple syrup or something like that to it then. So here I'm just going to put this into my jar. And the other thing that I always like to mention when you do these overnight oats, and when we do it at Rythmia, it's the same thing. After it soaks overnight, your oats really soak up all of the liquid to a point where they could be a little bit dry or really sticky. So I always stir in a little bit extra milk before serving, right before serving in the morning, just to give it a bit more of a runny consistency. Now, do you have to eat your oats cold? No, you do not. You can always reheat it in the morning. Just give it a little, throw it in the pot, heat it up. You don't need to though. That's the beauty of this thing, is you can just take it. I'm going to put this right on top of this banana. You can just take it right out of the refrigerator. If you're on the go, you're running out the door to work, grab it, and you've got your breakfast done. And no fuss, no muss in the morning. So I'm just going to slice this banana, put that on top, so that this is literally tomorrow morning, if I get up at 5 a.m. and write, make my pot of coffee, grab this, a glass of water with lemon, and then hop on the writing train, and everything is ready. Easy peasy. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. Overnight oats. All right, so where's my lid for that, guys? Did anyone see where I put the lid? Does not matter. I'll just take it off of this one. Dun, dun, dun. So there's one. Done. One and done. Chocolate, peanut butter, banana. Levi, hands off. All right. So what else do I have going on here? I have another one that I'm going to do from scratch real quick. This is a little bit of a different ingredient list. Grab another bowl of the cupboard here. So this one is strawberry cream. Delicious. So what I'm going to use here today is my oats, and I'm only going to do a half a cup. I'm going to do a single serving here. So about a half a cup of oats. And I'm going to use coconut milk for this one. So I have canned coconut milk because I want it super rich. And we're doing the keto version next. And the keto version needs to have the super high fat. So I'm just shaking it up a bit. The carton coconut milks just aren't rich enough for me, or not. They're definitely not high enough in fat for a keto recipe, and they typically have added sweeteners, so you don't want to do that. I'm going to pour in about a half a cup of that coconut milk, and then what's really delicious about this one is we add in Greek yogurt, and I actually went and got one that had strawberry in it. So it's a Greek yogurt with strawberry, minimal added sugars. I grabbed the one with the least amount of sugar. So there is our super creamy, protein-packed base ingredients. Then I'm gonna add my chia seeds, because I always do for the extra fiber and the omegas. And for even more protein, I'm gonna throw in some vanilla plant-based protein powder. So this will be a great one. I've been working out a lot lately, so this will be great with the Greek yogurt and with the protein powder. Obviously, if you wanted this to be a vegan version, you would use a vegan coconut yogurt perhaps, or just omit the yogurt if you wanted to. You don't need it. Chad Larson says, hey Meg, happy Mother's Day. Always yummy food. Hey Chad, good to see you. Cynthia says, thanks. Wow, you look great. Thank you. Look at that. I can get even fancier for Mother's Day. I feel really great. I've actually been feeling the best lately than I have in a very long time physically. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. So there we go. This is all ready to go. It's got a nice pink color to it. Oh, you know what? Most important ingredient, sliced strawberries. So I picked these up at the grocery store, and I just, diced them up. Yummo. And I'm just going to incorporate those right into it. Now we could get fancy and layer it in, but I want to have bits of strawberry throughout. So then I'm just going to pour that. I got a wider topped jar, so it's going to be a little bit less messy. This one's quite runny because of the yogurt, but you'll find, by tomorrow morning, the chia seeds and the oats are going to soak up a lot of that liquid, and it's going to be perfect. You might not need to add much extra milk to this one in the morning. Yum, yum, yum. And then I've got a beautiful strawberry that I've gone and made a pretty slice of, still with the green on. Put that on top. La, 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 delicious. So there is overnight oat numero dos into the refrigerator. So keeping in mind, this is going to be for Levi and I, so I'm making quite a bit. Okay, the third one that I'm going to show you guys here today is I'm going to revamp one that I already had going. So I've got an empty jar here, and this is one that I made last night. All this is the oats with coconut milk, chia seeds, and maple syrup. So it's already a little bit sweetened. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start layering this into this jar to make a different version. So you can see this one was already soaked overnight, so it's pretty thick. So I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to eat it tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning when I serve it, what I'm going to do is, oh sorry, I lied. I actually had diced dried pineapple in this one because I knew I was going tropical with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just placing a little bit in the bottom. Yum, yum, yum. Then I've got some zhuzhed up goodies here. I've got some sliced kiwi. Yummo, super ripe. So I'm going to put a layer of that in the bottom here. The green's going to look really, really pretty all around the edge. And I'm just getting in there, making sure that you can see it on the sides. You want to be able to see it, because this one's going to be this is going to be the more Pinterest-worthy version. So we got that. And then, made a bit of a mess on the inside here, so I'm just going to put it down. We want to keep it nice and pretty. So I've got my kiwi. I'm going to add one more here. Pretty, pretty kiwi. A little bit more of the porridge right down the middle. There we go. Yummo. It would be easier if I hadn't made this last night, because it would be runny and I could just pour it in, but I don't want to have an overabundance of oats, guys. It's just, we're not going to eat this every day, so we're going to have too much if I make a million different batches, and I don't like food waste, so we're going to eat all of this. Rika says, the dress is just beautiful, and I thank you for your lovely overnight oats. Thank you. Can we soak steel cut oats? You totally can. It's going to be a lot chewier for sure, and perhaps even hard, so I maybe would even soak it a couple of days. It's all going to depend on your oats and the brand and everything. They're all different. But you could definitely use them. Or even just like, you could even do buckwheat groats. but I'm going to show you guys a way to do it without even using seeds. So that's that. Can you see that? If I put it there, perfect. Then I've got some diced, really ripe pineapple. They were 2 for $1 at the grocery store when my friend picked them up for me the other day. So I'm gonna add in some pineapple. And then, what I've already gone and done before I joined you guys here is I've toasted some coconut. So this is just shredded coconut that I've toasted. So this is gonna be a super tropical one. I'm just gonna put some of that toasted coconut in there. So that's gonna be a delicious added layer. Yummo! Then some more oats. Dun, dun, dun. I know. Wah! Bear with me, guys. We've got the keto one coming up next, the keto recipe. And again, you guys, if you have any inspiration, ideas, what you'd like to see done on this video in the future, shoot me a message, post it in the comments here. Let me know. You know, I'm doing this for 3 years now almost. I want to do what you guys want to see, so keep that in mind. And if there's something that comes to you like, hey, I would love to see Meg do this, shoot me that inspiration. So there we go. Clean that up again. I'm going to put a bit more kiwi, yummo, a bit more pineapple, and then a bit more toasted coconut. Yum. How pretty is that? Yeah, beautiful. So there is recipe number 3. So what are we gonna know now? We're gonna do the keto version. So this one, super duper easy. I'm gonna need my little frying pan for that. So I'm just gonna pour these coconuts. Oh, just made that bowl wet. I don't want to get these toasted coconuts wet. Pour those into the bowl, and I'm gonna get this pan heating up. La, la, la. So, what are my ingredients for the keto one, you ask? How could I possibly be making oats keto? Well, my friends, really, really easy. Base ingredients for this, and I'm gonna mix them all in a bowl, are a half a cup of hemp hearts. What? Hemp seeds or hemp hearts. So this is what we're going to be using to mimic the texture of oats. Yum! Oh, Rika says, how would the oils work with that for keto? How would oils work with that for keto? I'm not sure what you mean, how would oils work with that for keto? Oh, I forgot to add something. You know what I was going to put in my tropical one? Some mango puree. This is my baby's mango puree. All it is mangoes, organic mangoes. I was going to put that in the tropical one for a drizzle. I'll do that when I serve it tomorrow. Because I gotta say, I often take slurps of my daughter's baby food when I'm too lazy to give her actual food, or we didn't have anything that she could eat because she's got no teeth yet. I give her these purees and she loves them. Oh, you're doing it now, says Rika. Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is gonna be the base, hemp hearts. So I've doubled my recipe. Normally I would use a quarter cup. I'm using a half a cup of hemp hearts. Super high in omega fats, great source of protein, delicious, delicious, delicious. I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Again, always, so that just helps give it that luxurious texture. The other great seed for this, flax. So this is ground flax, a couple of tablespoons worth. I know, fatty deliciousness. We need a bit more protein in this, so I'm adding in, this is collagen. So just collagen protein powder. I have it, I just keep it in a jar. There's many different brands out there. Collagen, collagen, collagen. It's what you taste when you kiss a baby's cheek. I love it. I kiss my daughter and I'm like, oh my God, the youth, the collagen in her cheeks is just divine. So I'm adding that in, about a tablespoon of that. Then some flavors. I'm gonna add in a little, this is gonna be a cinnamon flavor, because you've gotta flavor this stuff. It doesn't taste very good if you don't. Pinch of cinnamon, pinch of sea salt, always pinch of sea salt. And then I've got 2 things. I've got vanilla powder, and then I've got you can use any sort of, this is organic vanilla powder, any sort of low calorie sweetener for it to be keto. Again, this is a raw stevia based sugar that we use quite often in the house here, like so. And then the last ingredient for this, coconut milk. So I'm using that same super high fat. This is not light coconut milk. This is the real deal. Just enough. I'll show you guys what this looks like. Oh my God, it smells delicious. I mean, and this is a protein, look at that, protein packed. Doesn't look like oats just yet, so we're going to throw them in this pan, and just cook it up. And as it cooks, you'll see that it's going to, I'll show you, that it's going to get a lot more thick, like oats. Let's see. Nancy Cougar says, I love your dress. Thank you. George Bell says, hey, George Bell from Stony Creek, Ontario. Your hair, he says, my hair is longer than yours. Hey, my hair is long. This is the longest my hair has been in a very long time. Years even, I would say. So all of these things are seeds, right? So we don't really need to cook it through by any stretch of the imagination, but we do want to just thicken it so it becomes more of a porridge texture, and it takes no time. You bring it up to a simmer, and it almost instantly thickens because of those flax and chia seeds. So look at that. And then you've got keto style porridge. And the cinnamon vanilla flavor, delicious. That's it, my friends. Overnight oats, four different recipes, 2 different ways, so easy. Take some stress out of your life, man. Prep things on the weekends. If you have not already checked out I did a couple of Facebook Lives. I did one about pantry meals. It was a way to make a bunch of meals of what you might have at home during this quarantine. And about a month and a half ago, I did one called Sheet Pan Plan. And these are ways to, prep on the weekends so you can eat for the week. So I suggest you check those out if you haven't yet seen them. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Next week, what am I doing here? Let's call that list up. I think I'm doing burgerless burgers. So it's going to be the idea of burgers, but we're not going to be using burgers. We're not going to be making vegan burgers. And we're going to be substituting both the buns and the burger itself for many different things, just to give you guys some inspiration and ideas. So that's going to be next Sunday. I love seeing you guys here. If you feel like you know anyone that might benefit from this video or any of the videos that we do here on the Rythmia Facebook page, please share them. We're just trying to keep you guys entertained and informed during this time, and we are just crossing our fingers that we can get back to normal soon and continue welcoming all of you beautiful souls down to Rythmia to explore your spiritual side and reconnect with your heart. So, have a beautiful day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy every day to everyone out there. Remember to be grateful for everything that we do have. Take it easy on yourself. Be soft, be tender, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Mwah.